I can't help it that I look good, smell good, woo, can dance all night long. You've been talking to the apes and the giraffes and chimpanzees again, haven't you? Yes, I'm excited!
All right. Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome to another Fast Freddie Rocks Youngstown podcast, coming to you live and direct from the Youngstown studios here in beautiful downtown Youngstown, Ohio. And with me, we got three special guests actually today. We got my friend Melissa from Magic Tree, and we got the guys from RDNA here today. And we are getting you ready for St. Patrick's Day coming up. We got a huge party going on at Magic Tree, and we're going to talk about that. We had a great party yesterday after the parade. Even with the cold weather with the parade, it still was packed with people. It was, we're crazy in Youngstown. You know what? You give us a reason to party, you give us a reason to drink, and we're going to be there. And I'll tell you what, we had an awesome time. The parade was great. And I'm still moving a little slow from yesterday because then we had the after party at Magic Tree and we had No Funk, No Justice, and we had Seamus, and we just had a great time. So, Melissa, why don't we start with you and tell us all the stuff that we got going on at Magic Tree coming up this whole week. You guys got a whole week of party, and that was just the kickoff for the whole St. Patty's week.
Yep. So yesterday was the official party after the parade. And by the way, you rocked it inside. You were just a super big hit. It was a huge party in there. So thank you so much.
We'll try to do it again on Sunday.
It was amazing. I can't wait. Everybody's looking forward to it. So this week, Monday through Thursday, we have exclusive brewery events from different local breweries. So we have Down East Tap Takeover tonight. We have a couple other tap takeovers throughout the week. And then starting off Friday is our second St. Patrick's Day weekend celebration. We're in partnership with United Way of the Youngstown and Mahoning Valley. So we are donating back to United Way and giving back to local families and children in need, while also having the biggest St. Patrick's Day celebration in town. We have live music and entertainment, Irish food and drink specials all weekend long. It's going to be a blast.
And then, Sue, who are some of the bands you got going on throughout the week?
No Funk, No Justice will be back Friday night. We have the Irish Step Dancers Saturday and Sunday, Steel Valley Pipes and Drums. We have our friends here, RDNA, which we're super excited about. And there's so many more. Can't wait. And then you'll be there.
I'll be there back. I'm back again. You know, I got to try to get the stains out of the kilt from this past weekend. Hopefully we'll get that done. You know, I was still wearing it when I woke up this morning, you know, green beard and everything. So, but it's St. Patty's Day. It's St. Patty's Day. And of course, our DNA, you guys are going to be rocking there on Sunday. So this is going to be a good time. So for people that aren't familiar with our DNA, why don't you guys introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about the band, and you guys just seem to be building up a bigger following, and so why don't you introduce yourselves? Tell us a little bit about the band.
So absolutely, I'm Marco.
I'm Nico.
We started our DNA back in 2015.
Going on about 10 years now. So
that's that fast, man. Time is flying by, man.
Now, I always like to mention that the RDNA of 10 years ago was not the RDNA of today for many reasons. But we have a lot of fun. We always get the party going. Am I close enough to
just try to get on there.
Okay,
that's always good.
And I always like to just say the reason for the RDNA, you've had, I know, Uncle Jerry Senafani on, our Uncle Mark DeVecchio, and so the house band, and then that's our Uncle Mark is the lead singer. The drummer in the house band, Carmen Speziel's son, is the drummer in our band. So that's our DNA. And then there's an offshoot now as well. We got my Uncle Mark's son, Gio DeVecchio, my cousin Anthony DeVecchio, and our brother Anthony Morjone are the Cougines, and they're doing like a crooner act. So our family, it's really in our DNA. We own that. So,
right.
It's always a lot of fun for sure.
So, you got two of the best musicians in town for the longest time with Jerry Senafani and Mark. And so how did those guys influence you as you were getting started?
I think that it goes pretty much without saying. If you see an RDNA show, I mean, we've taken pretty much everything we've seen our Uncle Mark do, say, all of it. So in every way possible. We used to have sleepovers at our Uncle Mark's when we were real little and just stay up all night and watch like old like variety shows, the Tom Jones show, or old Beatles appearances on TV and Ed Sullivan show and whatnot. So literally from start to finish, inspired us in a lot of ways. So
one thing I wish from Jerry that I could somehow get the jokes, but I can't
I'll tell you what, he is just nonstop with the one-liners.
It's
unbelievable.
Have you met Jerry Senafani?
No.
Oh, he's the guitar player for the House Band, and he is hysterical. He just has one joke after another, just one. We'll have to get him back on. You know what? Maybe the next show when we get a chance, we'll get all you guys down here. We'll just have I think we'll laugh. We'll have some real belly laughs here.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So how about you, Melissa? What about you? What are your musical interests and your musical tastes? And tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we'll get back to these guys with the band.
So me, well, I am project and marketing manager of Howlett Restaurant Group. So I am doing all of the PR for the St. Patrick's Day festivities. My musical taste is kind of unique. I'm not in any bands. I'm not talented in that kind of way like you two are. But I like a lot of electronic music.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's good. That's good. And you went to Boardman?
I went to Boardman. Yep.
Okay. All right. That's good. That's good. You should probably get a raise for, being the publicity director, and then you're on the Fast Freddy podcast. I don't know how much further you could take that. I mean, this is probably a huge stepping stone here for you right
Really
now,
is.
being on this show.
Well, and I heard she was so eager to get on the show. She got here bright and early this morning.
I sure did. 12 hours early.
Yes. Yeah, we had a little time. You know what? I'm usually the one that messes up on time. I am terrible with time. And when I saw your email and they said, I was down here at 7:30 in the morning, I got up at 5 o'clock. I'm like, obviously you don't know me well enough that I don't even really get started until noon, 1. That's when I, finally start getting moving a little bit,
Take your time.
Yeah.
I like
So after this, you'll even know, like if I say 7:30, you'll probably look, 7:45, he'll be here. You'll get used to. I'm on my own time. I don't know why. I just am. I'm just terrible with time. I'm always late, and that's just the way I am, I guess. I don't know. I've been that way since day one. I was late for school every day. And if they ever check that, I always had the messiest desk in school. I was late every day, and they were always bitching about me getting a haircut. And to this day, it is still the same. I have the messiest desk at the radio station. I get there late all the time, and I still don't get a haircut. So
how long have you been doing the radio show?
I started, I started and I went to Kent State. And when I graduated from high school, and I got started there right after I got out of high school. And then in like 1979, I started working at a country station, AM WNIO in Niles. And then from there, the same people that own that, then we put on CD 106 in 1988. So I've been doing it, since probably 1975, which I don't like to say because people will say, dude, you've been doing it this long. I would think you would sound a little better. I think there would be a little bit more that somebody that don't you think that if you've been doing this long, that it would have, you'd be a little more on the ball or something, but it hasn't quite panned out that way, Hey, where's Joe with our drinks? We're here to talk about St. Patty's Day. We always start the show off with some bourbon or something. And Joe comes over here and he just disappears. What kind of hospitality is that? Look, he was in the back room somewhere. He's not even paying attention to
He
what
was
we're
hogging
doing.
all the bourbon.
Yeah, he's hogging all the bourbon in the back,
I'd love a glass.
Yeah, Melissa just wants some like moonshine. You got any 151? You got any 151 back there? I mean, look at Melissa. She looks like a 151 drinker to me. What do we got today, Joe? What do we
got some Weller's Green Label.
Weller's Green Label. Okay. Is that good? If you have it, you should say I'm insulting you. It's like, if I have it here, what do you think? I'm going to get you guys something that isn't good? Oh,
this is
yeah.
great. This is not what I was expecting at all.
Oh, this isn't. This isn't what you're expecting at all. Oh, you didn't know that. Yeah, we should have had some Irish car bombs. You guys like Irish car bombs? Are you a fan of Irish car bombs?
On
to
St.
be honest
Patrick's
with you,
Day.
what is an Irish car bomb?
Well, you can explain.
Shot of Jameson
Shot-
and a Guinness.
Yeah,
Oh, I
yeah,
did
yeah.
know,
Well, it's a
yeah.
shot of Jameson and some Baileys. and you get a glass of Guinness and you drop it in and down the hatch. Those
Sounds
things are so
fantastic.
good. You know what? I was talking to some people yesterday. I was like, okay, you drink a margarita any time of the year, any kind of mixed drink, Long Island iced tea, you name it. You drink it any time of year. Why do we just wait for St. Patrick's Day to drink Irish car bombs? Why don't we, have those a little more often?
I think it's because you drink so many this week from Parade Day to the 17th. Like everybody just goes so hard you can't even.
Yeah, it's like one of those things like, okay. Yeah. Do you guys have any like alcohol or something that you can't drink at all? Maybe you had a bad experience and like to this day you even look at it and you're like,
No, my family will be disgusted by me saying this, but I had a bad night with BV.
Yeah, I could believe that.
Can't do it. Now Mark, on the other hand, he doesn't turn down any drinks.
Oh, that's not true. I'm very reserved. Very reserved. No, I can't think of one that I've had a bad experience with to the point where I'm.
What's your go-to?
My go-to is usually Jack.
Okay.
Yeah, Jack, and then Crown, and then I've been on that quest for the Blackberry Crown. Everybody,
Can't find it anywhere.
everybody's been all over it. I've had some. But I don't have the whole bottle. And
What'd you think?
My sister took a bottle that was rightfully mine. But you know what? It's a little cough syrupy.
Okay.
A little bit if you just drink a shot. But I think number one, you need it chilled, and then I guess the two things that really make it good is if you mix it with lemonade, or if you mix it with they got that blackberry ginger ale, and those two things seem to be the ones that you mix it with.
Yeah.
But it's crazy how everybody's
Sounds
in this
pretty good to me.
frenzy to get this stuff.
It's like, remember when the peach first came out and they were selling the bags for like hundreds of dollars?
Yeah.
It'll be the same thing.
Well, that's why I went to this liquor store down here on the corner in downtown, that AC. And it's a long story, but my sister kind of tricked me into getting her a bottle, and then her son got a bottle, and I wound up not getting a bottle. So, anyways, this place down here, this AC liquor store on the corner.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever been in that place?
Oh, it's beautiful.
Oh, you know what? I never knew what that place was like. I would always ride by there and I'm thinking, oh, it's in downtown, I'm looking to see all these winos hanging out, like, hanging outside the door, bugging you for a quarter. And so she goes, oh, you got to get down there. You got to get down there. So I run down there. And I walked in that place. I was going, wow, this is like a top end, high end place here. I never knew that. I never knew that.
It's great.
It's a great liquor store.
Great selection in there too.
Yeah. So you know what Crown I like? I like the salted caramel. That's my favorite.
I like the peach. That's my. If I'm having Crown, I like the peach.
A lot of people like the peach.
I'm not a huge fan of all the different flavored ones. Sometimes I think they get a little too sweet for my liking.
You know what? There's a lot of people are like that. And I'm like that with Jack, it's like, they come out with that honey Jack, and then, then to compete with Fireball, they had some kind of Fire Jack or something. But a lot of that stuff, don't mess with it. Why are you messing with it? Although not too long ago, and I don't want to sound like a lush, because it's like, okay, I'm still like kind of from yesterday, and we're going to do it again this week. But, I had some vanilla. I like the vanilla Crown too. That's good. And if you mix that with a shot of Bailey's, you mix a shot of Bailey's and some vanilla Crown, that's a pretty good go-to drink. Yeah. But I had some vanilla Jim Beam. Now, if it was vanilla Jack, I probably wouldn't even drank it. It's like, okay, don't mess with my Jack. But I'll tell you, it tasted pretty good. But there were some people that are purists, like, do not touch my Crown Royal. Do not.
Like Mike Patrick over here. I think I agree with him. There we go.
Okay, see me. Mike's on the ball. He knows it. Let's see. Francis Cox says, cheers. RDNA is the best around, from Jimmy Sikora.
Johnny Sikora. That's our cousin up there.
Oh, there we go. Francis Cox in the house. Studley Johansson in the house.
The stud has arrived.
The stud has arrived.
Now it's a party.
Oh, okay. Is he a party dude? The stud, when he's in the house and ready to go.
He's the best.
Cheers,
that's right.
guys.
Cheers.
Yeah, I'm not shooting that whole thing. I'm just,
sipping it.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh boy, that's some good stuff there.
I like that.
Now, see that, like that bourbon, you wouldn't want to put any kind of flavor in that.
I agree.
No.
You would just kind of like to keep that just as it is. What else do I like? That's pretty much my main three there, though. Jack, and then all the single barrel and Gentleman Jack and all that kind of stuff. But and I'll tell you, the one that really got me to this day, and this goes back to high school, and this just shows you how, and I'm back in my day, like our stuff was like Boone's Farm and Mad Dog and Mickey's Wide Mouths and Colt 45 and just whatever crazy stuff that any of these little inner city markets would sell you when you were 15 years old, and you would mix that stuff and the worst thing I ever had was Southern Comfort. Ooh, and I had some Southern Comfort one time and I got so sick. To this day, just the smell of Southern Comfort would make me like, oh man, it's tough for me to deal with Southern Comfort to this day. Oh, you know what's funny? You're talking about that stuff. I went to see Dropkick Murphys on Wednesday. Oh, I'll tell you what a show those guys put on, man. And it's always been on my bucket list to go see those guys in Boston on St. Patrick's Day, because I guess that's like the holy grail of Dropkick Murphys and celebrating St. Patrick's Day. There's even a couple of videos out of those guys like getting in the fights with the crowd. They get in a Donnybrook. I mean, they jump off the stage and they're in there mixing it up or whatever. But it was so funny because I'm walking in and right out by the garbage can was like about it was a bottle of Mad Dog 2020 watermelon, and somebody left it out there and they drank probably about a third of it. Then I was thinking, okay, is this guy a lightweight that he couldn't polish off his Mad Dog before he went to see Dropkick? Or then I thought, well, maybe, boy, just the fact that you polished off a third of that bottle, I got to give you some kind of credit. I got to give you some kind of credit.
So, I always wanted to ask, comes to music? Who are your top three? How do you rank
Mount Rushmore? What's your Mount Rushmore?
I can't even have a Mount Rushmore. I have too many. I really, I'm not trying to take the easy way out. But that's why I'm in this, because I can't play an instrument. And I could sing a little bit here and there. There's a few songs I could do that I don't embarrass myself. But, I just always was just a huge music fan. From the time I was a little kid, my dad would listen to, big bands and all that stuff, and Frank Sinatra and Earl Gardner and just all that kind of stuff. And my dad played the piano and he played the guitar. And none of us really had the, and he wasn't like a good teacher. So it wasn't like, he could teach us how to do it. But, I mean, he would play like, the Great American Songbook, whether it was Misty, September Song, all that kind of stuff. I left my heart in San Francisco. So we pretty much grew up on that, And of course, when we'd go to church on Sunday, we'd always have to listen to the big band shows. They had this guy, Charlie TV Davis was one, and they had this other guy, his name was Bush Eubanks. But you know what? I learned so much about music from my dad because he was so into it, and would listen to that music, and he'd say, "Okay, now listen here when this guy comes in on the bass," or and he really taught. He might not taught me how to play, but for musical appreciation, it's like, now listen how good these guys sing, and I mean, he was really into it. So I started off on that, and then I can remember one of the first records I bought was Snoopy and the Red Baron when that come out, the Royal Guardsman. And then from there, I was just always in the music, and that's how I got into it. But, I like singer-songwriters. I like Bob Dylan and Tom Petty and Bruce Springsteen and Jimmy Buffett, and bands. I like AC/DC and, all that stuff. And, I like Pearl Jam, and I like, some of the new stuff and
a little bit of everything.
Yeah. And I really legitimately like it all. Yeah. And especially, Jerry would tell you, when we were growing up in Youngstown at our age, rock music was like a religion. It was just like we lived it 24/7. I mean, there would be bands playing 7 nights a week, 5-6 bands playing here and there, and every place would be packed.
Yeah.
And then of course we had the Tomorrow Club, which was like the holy grail of, it was just like a gathering place. And for us, it was so crazy because all these great bands would play there before they hit it big. And it was like, you would see these guys for like $2-3, and the next week they're like headlining Cleveland Stadium.
Wow.
Journey, Rush, Pat Benatar, AC/DC played there with Bon Scott.
Wow.
The list just goes on. Bob Seger, Alice Cooper, anybody that was anybody that they would play down there. And of course it would always be sold out. It would always be packed, and it would just be crazy, and we just like lived it. And that's, I think, I think like our age group is what is kind of like keeping us young is rock music. Honestly, I think that's, we you go to these concerts and stuff, you see a lot of people there with gray hair and stuff, but it's what keeps us moving,
It's a light. I mean, you see Paul McCartney still touring, Bruce Springsteen touring. How can you not?
Yeah.
And I think part of what I feel like we're lucky in Youngstown, in the Mahoning Valley, that we have still so many venues that have, you look at some other towns that even bigger cities don't have a live music scene, whether it's cover bands, whether it's originals, like our area does. And I think
going back to that, people do support around here, which is great.
Yeah.
Always a lot of people going out to see live music. You could go different places, like Niga said, whether it's originals and any kind of genre you could think of, a cover band at some bar in town, at like Magic Tree this weekend.
Yeah. I think I feel like a lot of people start to overlook where we I hear people say, what is there to do in Youngstown? I feel like there's always something to do in Youngstown.
I know I'm always doing something. I'm getting tired out of doing stuff, But no, there still is a lot of stuff going on. But back in the day, it was like it was unbelievable on how things were going. So you guys are probably familiar with Left End, of course.
Oh, yeah.
With Jerry and everybody, and so that's going to be a lot of fun.
They're playing at the Amp.
Yeah. Maybe I'll let you guys jump up and do a song or two.
I'm going to be in New York. I'm sick. I'm missing it.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure, it's going to be a great show. They have the house band with the guys from Michael Stanley.
That's
right. You got Left End.
I'll be there enjoying it. I'll just be enjoying
that's
the
like
show.
the all Youngstown show right there.
It really is.
We joke here, when we talk about stuff that we talk about on the podcast, and like some of the things that we feel that we have to include in every show. It's like the Youngstown memorabilia. We always have to mention Boots Bell. We always have to mention the Tomorrow Club. We always have to mention Idora Park, Left End, and the Michael Stanley Band. Now, if we mention all 5 of those, that's why when they told me, what the plan was for this next Left End thing, it's going to be like spring thing and all this stuff. And it was like, okay, if we could just bring back Boots Bell and put him on stage, and that would be great. And and the Wizard and the 4 O'Clock High. You got to mention all that stuff in there. There's just this certain amount of things that are just like, for old rockers, you mention that stuff and it just automatically ding, ding, ding. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about,
Sure. Yeah.
But the Tomorrow Club, the stuff that used to go on there, Joe Walsh, and, it was just like, it was just all these bands, and you'd see them up close for a couple of bucks.
Yeah.
And Rush played there 5 times when they were starting out. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. I know you. So do you go to a lot? I think we saw you at John Fogerty at the fair.
Right.
Do you make it to Springsteen in Cleveland?
Oh yeah.
All right.
I got tickets for
Pittsburgh.
For Pittsburgh. Yeah. I'm a huge Bruce fan. I always have been from day one. And, some people, now with the way people are divided with politics, there are some people who are anti-Bruce and stuff like that. But, no matter what his politics are, Jungle Land is still Jungle Land. Thunder Road is still Thunder. Growing Up, any of those songs they're just as good. And, if you know music and you go see the E Street Band and you see how good they are, you know what? When you're there, you're not even thinking about that. The whole thing is that, and then some people say, "Oh, he's all political." You know what? I've been probably to more Bruce Springsteen shows than the average person, and I can't tell you very much political stuff that I've seen him do.
And I feel like it's just part of like everyone in society. It's like politics needs to be with everything, but just separate the art from the artist.
Yes,
and I think.
You know how I look at
appreciate
that?
the music.
I don't go to the doctor and say, oh,
Yeah.
we're going to have to operate on you. Okay, are you a fan of this guy or that guy? You know, it's just
Yeah,
like, you know,
Yeah.
you know, if I go out to eat somewhere, I don't go back and, hey, is the cook, is the chef, you know, is he this, is he that, you know, but you know, when you and the E Street band is just so good and so tight, and those guys could play anything.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, I mean, I think they're probably like one of the top jam bands out there because man, you know, they could turn a song into an 8-9 minute
Oh
That's
my
what I was
God.
just
minute
gonna
song,
say.
and
Their live shows and even their live albums, just with the recordings from there, sometimes are even way better.
Oh,
than,
yeah.
than the recordings initially were.
Yeah.
Because like you said, they just know how to play with each other now. They've been together so
oh,
long,
it's just
and even their covers.
and see, you guys as musicians, you pick up on that. You know,
Oh, yeah.
man, when you see what this guy does and that guy does, and you're just sitting there going,
Some of my
Holy.
favorite videos is like there's, I guess on one of the tours, he used to like just people would call out random songs, and if they used to do it back in the day, they would just pull it out and do it on the spot.
Even actually, they just kind of changed that around on his last tour. You know, this last tour, he's kind of doing this sentimental thing where he's looking back and he's got that song Ghost, and
Yeah.
he's reminiscing about, you know, Last Man Standing, and he's reminiscing about you know, the people that he played with,
I'll
and then
see
he
in my dreams he does.
yeah, and then he does like, you know, a couple like the Night Shift and a couple of R&B songs as a nod to that, and some people liked it, and some people were like, hey, we want the old Bruce back, you know. And everybody used to take signs and they'd have crazy signs for each song, and everybody's up there holding it up, and he'd go through the crowd and take like 5 signs and play them songs and stuff.
You have to listen on Sunday when I go to announce the band. I pull it straight from Bruce at MSG, like the dean at the University of Musical Perversity,
right.
the foundation of the RDNA Nation. Bruce.
It's great for us because a lot of the young people don't know that. So
Right.
We can just pull
that's
it. We
pretty
can lift
good.
it straight out. Nico's the earthquake and air conditioner shaking history making guy right here.
Yeah. Pants dropping, Viagra taking, house rocking, booty shaking, earthquaking, Viagra taking. E Street.
Oh my gosh, absolutely.
Yeah, they are so fun, and you know, when you see that, you know, here's this guy, and it's another guy, 75, 70. Is that what Bruce is now? 75, and the guy still goes out there and does a 3-hour show.
Yeah, I'm getting nervous. He's pushed back a couple of these shows.
Yeah.
I'm making a point to go see him in
Did
Pittsburgh.
you get to catch the Eagles when they were in Cleveland?
Oh yeah,
It was phenomenal.
yes.
What a show.
There's another one of those bands some people bitch about or whatever. Well, you know, Glenn Fry ain't up there, and you know, if Randy Meisner ain't there, that ain't my. But you know what? They have 6 singers. They have 6 guys on that stage that are all singing at the same time. And some people were like bitching about why'd they get Vince Gill.
I thought he killed it.
Oh,
he killed it.
So awesome.
Yeah.
He is so awesome. And you know what's, you know, and what's happening with some of these guys, and you know, everybody, you know, when you get older, you're not hitting those high notes, but Vince Gill jumps in there and hits those high notes.
Oh yeah.
And then, I mean, just what, you know, Timothy B. Schmidt can still sing.
Yeah.
And you got Joe Walsh still sings.
Joe Walsh was unbelievable. I was not expecting him, because when you listen to him talk sometimes,
Yeah.
I hadn't heard him sing in a while. And when you listen to him
How
talk,
you doing?
you don't know what to expect. And he was unbelievable.
Oh, no. You know what? I walked out of that show and I was like, I see people still bitching about it. Like,
Oh, wow.
I don't know what you would want from that show.
Oh, my
and
God.
the sound was perfect.
We went and saw Paul McCartney in 2022 in New York.
Yeah.
And
Syracuse.
people are like, oh, his voice isn't like it. Well, he's been doing
No
it for
shit.
7 years.
You know what? Even not to go back that far, but you know, I went to see Guns N' Roses last summer, and I thought they put on a great show. And there were people bitching, and Axl can't sing, and you know what? Axl's 60 years old now. You know, time is flying by so fast. I want to see you 60 years old. You know, it's usually some guy with a big belly or something. You know, hey, they want to see. You know?
If you want to see him at that time, just get a good stereo system
Yeah,
at home
right,
and watch
right,
old
right.
videos of him.
Nah,
You'll
you know
you'll
what?
be
I
you'll never
thought-
be disappointed.
I thought Slash was playing so good.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting there going, you know, to me, it was like Slash is like one of the last real guitar slingers, if you ask me, you know,
Yeah.
for the, you know, because none of the grunge guys were, you know, guitar slingers,
Yeah.
you know. And I'll tell you what, Slash was up there just shredding and tearing it apart. And,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, you know, November Rain and all the songs, they all sounded great.
Yeah.
But you know what? I think my thing is, and I talk about this all the time, so I sound like a broken record. But my thing is that I don't go to a concert to critique every little thing.
No.
I am going there for the sole purpose of having fun. That is my own mission. That is
That's
my
it.
only mission. I'm going in there. I'm going to drink a couple shots. I'm going to have a couple beers. And when they play Sweet Child O' Mine, I'm going to yell and scream or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
But like you say, though, man, with Bruce Springsteen, Paul McCartney, you know, I'm looking forward to going to see the Stones. That's one band I have never seen, and I
wanna
can't
go.
wait
I
to
want to
go.
go so bad.
You got, yeah, you better, you know.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
think
it's
we
almost,
gotta do it.
and I hate that.
Oh, I hope they're not on the live stream right now.
We play a wedding.
Yeah.
Oh no!
I already.
You know what?
I'm feeling sick already. I don't know when is the wedding again. Oh, I'm busy that day. No, I'm joking.
Hey, there's 30 people. You guys got to give this a share and send it to your friends.
Yeah.
Comment on the comments.
Yeah, let's see who else is on there. Let's see. We got okay. Mike Patrick said that's our last one.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That liquor should taste like liquor. Maria.
That's my mom.
Hi,
Oh, that's your
mom.
mom.
Hi,
Hey,
mom.
Mom.
Cheers. Okay, cheers. I promise I won't be that bad of an influence. Oh, wait a minute. They hang out with Jerry Senefani, so never mind. Let's see.
She liked something we said. Was that just now?
Yeah,
She-
exactly.
All caps.
I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah. Okay, Madison is checking in. Hi, Nico and Marco. Let's see. Marlo says I can sing. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm not going to sing with them tonight, Marlo. Marlo is wild. Marlo's talent is she can stand on her head and for long periods of time.
Really?
Yeah. So sometimes what we do with Marlo is we'll be at like a bike night or something, and Marlo would stand on her head and spread her legs open, and you could get like a length of that tickets for like, you know, the $12 or $20 you get you know.
Yeah.
But Marlo's a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun with Marlo.
Oh.
All right. Missy says best local band ever in the history of the world.
Whoa.
Nate wants to know, are you guys twins?
That's Nate plays bass with RDNA.
Oh, okay.
He's actually got.
he's being a smart ass.
Yeah, he is, but he's got he's a jazz musician. He has a single coming out pretty
He does,
soon. He just
he
had an
does.
album out, so you guys should
He had his
check out
first
Nate.
EP.
Oh, we'll have to bring
you gotta
Nate in.
check him.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
When you guys come back, we'll bring Nate.
Absolutely.
Oh, for sure,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
And then I want to give a shout Pat McGlone. You've probably seen his paintings around town. He did I know he's done some work at El Cowboy. He did the side of the Southern Park
He
Mall.
did our mural there at El Cowboy. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, how did you guys rate a mural in El Cowboy? That's what I want to know.
I ask myself that every morning.
Special shout out to Israel.
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
We love him. He takes care of local bands and
Yes,
does.
he does.
yeah,
Good
absolutely.
guy. Good guy.
Like we said, we can't say it enough. We're very lucky here in the Mahoning Valley for a lot of just not only the people, but just the venues and the bar owners, restaurant owners, and everybody that supports live
Yeah.
music.
So what's that crooner show you guys do? Because remember, I caught you right after you got done the other night.
So that's actually our older brother,
Uh-huh.
This
our
is his
cousin.
debut into
This
the
is yes.
entertainment,
It worked.
business, but
We have a lot of people that we need more chairs in here for next show.
Yeah. Well, we have a back room where we have couches. And
Oh, there
everything
we
in.
go.
we'll bring him to a Sunday dinner, set up the camera.
That's what
Yeah,
you gotta
that's how
come
we-
to.
that's
You
what
got to
we
come to
Oh,
a
we'll do it
Sunday
at the
dinner.
Magic Tree.
There we go.
We'll go in the back room at Magic Tree and we'll set it up and we'll have the whole thing.
Love it.
Yeah.
Now, if it's a Sunday, we gotta have the polkas going earlier. My papa. won't
Oh,
come.
right.
He
You know
won't
what?
show
That's
up,
another
so.
thing that, I'm definitely, we would listen to big bands on the way to church and we would listen to polkas and tambourines on the way home.
Absolutely.
And the one I could always remember is they had Libby on there doing the Tamburitzins, and Libby was a real partier, and she was really well known for all the hunky weddings and everything. If there was a Serbian, a Croatian wedding, Libby was always at them all. Every lamb roast around the area, you'd always have Libby there. And some days on the radio, you could tell the next day because she was doing the show on Sunday morning. You know, she had a gig Saturday night, and she didn't slow down. You know, and some days she would be on there and she'd sound almost like Casey Malone. You know, and I would laugh. I would always tell Casey, I said, "You sound like Libby," you know. And then, you know, my dad would make fun of her. And then fast forward, who would have known that somewhere down the road that would be me? Almost today in the afternoon, you know. If I was doing the morning show, it would have been a tough one.
Now this is you do these every Monday?
Yeah, every Monday.
So next week's show is going to be a rough one.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, Sunday's gonna be a fun night.
Yeah. So we're here. You know, I feel like we're not giving Melissa enough airtime here.
I want to know about Melissa.
Yeah,
I want to know about Melissa.
Hey, why don't you guys interview Melissa for a little bit?
Oh, okay.
You do marketing.
I do.
Where'd you go to school?
Boardman.
Boardman,
And
then
I went to YSU.
YSU. Okay, I did marketing at YSU as
you?
well. Oh, we got to get a
Oh,
little closer.
make sure you get
Okay.
close on the
Okay.
microphone.
So
Yeah, just lean right up to the table. You could be all hunched down. You don't have to be sitting up nice and straight. Look at me. I'm like,
We're hungover.
what kind of market do you do? Visual, digital, you know, PR?
Oh, I do it all.
All.
I
Okay.
do it all. I'm
Okay.
a one woman show.
There we go. There
And
we go.
yeah, so I do everything from reels, photography to TV,
Oh my gosh. Okay.
and then all social media, websites.
and podcasts.
Are you
And
now
podcasts.
are you
Expanded.
exclusive to
Expanded.
Magic Tree?
Coach's Burger Bar, Magic Tree, and R46.
So
all in
you
this area.
so you are open for more people, or is
Well,
your plate
that is
pretty
all
full right
under my company, Hallett Restaurant.
now?
Company.
Okay, all under Hallett Restaurant.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
gotcha.
Yes.
Absolutely. And so you said you listen to electronic music.
So I like EDM. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Do you
Very
go to raves?
different from what you guys are talking about.
I could get behind it. I could.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. But so like, here's the only thing I always ask people who are into EDM. You know, when you get in the car and it's real late and you're tired, do you still listen to EDM? Is there like a softer level of EDM, or is it always like the bass is going?
No, there's so many different genres under the umbrella of EDM.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like I like deep house.
Okay.
Deep
Really. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm really into yoga,
Oh, nice.
and so
I need to get into yoga.
So
just
I
didn't-
I listen to like deep house is like not that crazy party music, but it's like down tempo
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Nice.
and it's more relaxing.
Yeah.
But it still has that beat. Like my mom like always says she's like ready to jump out of her skin when she listens to it. But I find it relaxing.
Oh, hey.
So-
Well, that's the thing about music. Anyone can
Yeah.
find their own, you know, kind of feeling out of it.
See, that's the thing with me too when it comes to music. I really don't like people that are music snobs, because everybody's personal taste is their personal taste.
I agree.
The way I look at it, whatever makes you feel good. I don't care if you like Taylor Swift. I don't care if you like electronica. I don't care what you like. If that music makes you feel good, it makes you happy, that's all that matters. You know, it's not up to me. When I see people get on Facebook and say, "Oh, that guy sucks," or "That band blows," and "Oh, I can't," you know, it's like, you know what? First of all, nobody asked you. If you don't like something,
Right.
here's the one thing that I think a lot of people don't do is they don't have the ability to just scroll by.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? If I see something that doesn't trip my trigger, okay, it's not.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm looking for. You
Yeah.
know.
I
But
totally agree.
but
It's the
but,
age-old
I
saying.
feel like with music, that's your own personal thing. Who am I to tell you what to like, or who are you to tell me what to like? It's like, you know, hey, if it makes you feel good, if it makes you happy, what's it to you? You know?
I couldn't agree
You got
more.
nothing
But
nice to say. Don't say anything.
I couldn't agree more. But if anyone doesn't like the Beatles, then me and them really have a
Oh,
problem.
I see you got your Beatles shirt on too.
Die Hard.
He works. He must
obsessed.
work for Apple or something.
I'm obsessed with the Beatles. My Mount Rushmore of music is John, Paul, George, and Ringo.
Well, yeah, I would have to say that was really my main thing too, you know, and I say that all the time. You'll see somebody that'll you know, bitch about the Beatles are overrated. It's like, and you know, the thing about the Beatles is they did all that in 6 years.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
6 years. When you do, and there was really a band that changed the world. 4 guys from Liverpool honestly changed the world. So what do you like about the Beatles? What are some of the things, what is it about them that trips your trigger, you know?
And to be honest with you, that's like asking what you like about water. It's like asking what you like about breathing. The Beatles, to me, I don't think I have I could listen to, Revolution 9.
Yeah.
I could listen to it on repeat. And I love
Number
them.
nine. Number 9.
It's borderline obsessing over them. And
that much is clear to anybody watching
if
right
you
now.
haven't listened to listen, I'm going to go into publicity for the Beatles because I know they're not a lot of people know about the Beatles. So if you didn't hear their new song,
Nate
you
is
should
sitting
check it out.
there watching this right now, and he's shaking. He's so angry.
Yeah, and you just think of all the genres that they just went through and just,
unbelievable.
I say that, every once in a while when I throw the Beatles on, and I always like to say that every band that you hear on the radio today, at least on Y103, was influenced by the Beatles to pick up a guitar.
100%.
Every single artist that you hear, and they'll say it. I don't care if it's Ozzy Osbourne. I don't care if it's Pink Floyd. I don't care who it is. And especially Bruce Springsteen, another one, him and Little Steven, man, once the Beatles came, that was it. Everybody in the world wanted to pick up a guitar and be the Beatles.
They just did what was it? The Emmys had like a anniversary. What was it? It was a certain number year for this past Emmys. They ranked the most top moments in television history. And I mean, there's some of the biggest. I mean, there's.
And then Ed Sullivan show.
Yeah, Ed Sullivan show is like number 1.
Oh yeah,
right.
That changed the world. Probably the two biggest was Elvis on Ed Sullivan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That really got the ball rolling.
Yeah.
When people saw Elvis, they were like, "What?" People wanted to shut him down. Like, what's going on here? And then when the Beatles come along, then that was just it. It was just like, boom.
Did you see the new Elvis movie?
Not yet, no.
Oh, okay. It was good. I thought that was good. I haven't seen Priscilla yet. That just came out, didn't it? I heard it's good. I was curious if you saw it or not.
Are you a movie person or?
You know what? I like movies. I have nothing against them, but I'm always out doing something. I never really have a chance to sit down for like 2.5 hours, an hour. You know what I watch? I watch reels on thing. I just go one after another, I see the guy that farts in front of people on the elevator, then I see The Sopranos, and then I see Tulsa King, and then I see this and I see that, and I just go, and then somebody Norm Macdonald will come on with a joke, and
I think we have the same algorithm. This is exactly my feed.
And that's what I do, and then I just sit there and I watch that, and but I would. What do you guys?
Arnona.
Wow, the family can't even stay out of the comments.
I love it.
The comments, I love it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Hey, if you're just joining us, we are here with the guys from RDNA, and we're here with Melissa from Magic Tree, and we are here kind of promoting our big St. Patrick's Day party coming up this Sunday, and we are going to have a good time, man. You got Old School, you got RDNA, you got two of the top bands, so it's going to be a party, man.
Absolutely.
And I'll tell you what, man, the tent was rocking, inside was rocking. Yeah, plus you get me inside doing whatever it is that I do. I'm not quite sure what that is, but it's something.
A blast, though.
Whatever it was, it was okay.
Great.
Or no, one thing I love about, are you guys doing any food specials? Like, are you guys doing like? Reuben, what's on the menu?
Yeah, so we have bangers and mash. We have Reubens. We have Reuben rolls, which are amazing. They were like flying off the shelf yesterday.
Okay.
Reuben rolls.
Yeah.
It
sounds
like
amazing.
Pepperoni roll, but it's
like a spring roll.
Yeah.
Butter Reuben. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't eaten since work yet, and I'm getting too hungry right now.
Oh, you know what I love? The pretzel at Magic Tree.
We'll have pretzels.
We
have a very limited menu, so we're doing like all of our favorites that people can't get enough of for the rest of the year, but mainly an Irish menu, and then we have a full Irish special drink menu too inside. Okay. And then outside we have a huge beer tent and beer trailer.
Run down the Irish drink menu. You know it off the top of your head, or am I putting you on the spot?
You're kind of putting me on the spot. Well, there's definitely Guinness.
No,
there's car bomb.
Is there an Irish car bomb?
Yeah. Oh, there is. Yes. As a matter of fact, I know. I can tell you as a fact.
Guinness?
That's why I wasn't here at 7:30 this morning to open the doors. Yeah. They definitely have Irish car bombs.
Yeah.
We have leprechaun punch, which is kind of like a Long Island iced tea,
Ooh.
but bright green.
Ooh.
So vodka, rum, tequila, triple sec in there. It's like a whole glass full of liquor and then watermelon liqueur on top to turn it bright green.
Wow.
So that would pack a punch.
That
I'd
sounds like
say.
a fun time.
Yeah,
Sounds good to me.
That sounds awesome.
And then Jameson pickleback shots, of course.
One of my favorites.
Yeah.
You like the pickleback? Me too. My
I love
sister
a good
turned me on to the
I
pickleback.
can't do I just do the Jameson.
He likes the pickleback without the pickle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about green teas?
Love them.
Me
Love
too.
'em.
I'm not huge on them. I
No?
think they're too. I mean, they're okay.
Oh,
I don't
which
have
one?
a problem with them.
Green tea shots.
Oh, I haven't had one.
I'm getting you one on Sunday.
Okay, well we'll
Yeah.
try it
Or
out.
5. We'll figure
Yeah,
it out.
Yeah.
Just as long as it doesn't interfere with my Irish car bombs. Well, didn't you have something on there? Did I see on the drink menu a Nutty Irishman?
Yeah.
What's the Nutty
I don't
Irishman?
know.
Oh,
But you're right. You're right. There is.
I did see the
It's
Nutty
probably like
Irishman.
screwball. Or is it like peanut, like a nutter butter? Is it like peanut butter?
Yeah.
We're just
Yeah.
gonna guess.
I
We're just
like
gonna
how
say
you just-
I feel like I
Yeah,
know
okay,
this
yeah. If
drink,
you were
but
gonna
I've
make a
never had
Nutty
it.
Irishman, what would you put in your
I-
Nutty
Nutty
Irishman?
I'd put
Peanut butter's a good
Screwball.
call.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like
yeah,
a peanut butter
Screwball.
drink, and maybe I just do a shot of Screwball. I think that might be.
Yeah,
might be the
that
Nutty
would be fine
Irishman.
too.
What is that?
Screwball. It's like a
It's like a
peanut butter.
peanut butter
Okay.
flavored.
Yeah.
I don't
drink.
know if it's peanut butter or not.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
you know
not
what?
A bartender, so
That's another one. That's another one that they said that you could do with the blackberry crown. You'd mix the blackberry crown with Screwball, and it's like a peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that would
supposedly.
be good.
Yeah.
That would be good.
Yeah. See, I thought Joe was going to have a bottle of blackberry crown down here for us. you
I
know?
got
I
so
did
excited.
too.
I told him.
Bought it all up. I couldn't get it.
I'm not.
What the heck, Joe? How about you? Favorite music? You're walking by.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
gotta-
Jump in there, Joe.
on,
You can
gotta
jump
chime
in.
Favorite genre or song?
Oh, you got to get on the mic.
Come
Come
on.
on. You're the producer, and he's not on the mic.
All right, what's up?
I'll fill up.
What's
Yeah,
the
hey,
question?
Nico, you could jump in and interview. You're doing a good job. We'll get back to you. Can continue your interview with Melissa too. You're doing awesome, man. You might be on the road to getting a podcast here.
So favorite bands, favorite artists.
See, I love like 80s rock bands, like hair bands, like
Okay,
ballads.
okay.
Like I'm just a sucker for that kind of
Oh,
stuff.
my least favorite.
Yeah. Okay. Get out. Hey,
We were wrong answer. Keep it down.
we let everybody like the kind of music they do, but we do sometimes have to be judgmental.
Mark is gonna go in the comments on this and be like, "This
Oh,
guy likes hair bands."
Yeah. Hair bands suck.
All right, I am like I play 20. Everyone says I ask too many questions, but
No,
now
good.
so I do.
Yeah,
being-
you're
you did
doing a good.
radio.
This
and
is the
everything.
one time where you should ask as many
Right.
questions.
Yeah.
as
No.
possible.
Just go, man.
Yeah.
You're on a
Keep it
roll.
going.
You've done radio. How
Yeah.
do you like podcasts? Like, what do you think? Do you
I like
the format?
podcasts.
Do you-
Yeah,
is
yeah,
it-
I do. Yeah,
Yeah.
I do. Because, usually when I'm on the radio, especially Y103, if you're in the afternoon and stuff, we're not, we're just trying to jam in as much music as we can, you
Mhm.
know. But that's why I like this, because it's a longer form
Yeah.
and we could sit here and, bring guys like you on and, bands, bring Rama and Leanne or whoever's
Yeah.
working on something.
Yeah.
We bring them on and things like that. That's why we got to get your jazz guy
Oh
on
my
here.
Oh,
gosh,
yeah.
yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Do you like to listen to podcasts? Like just when
Yeah,
you're out and
yeah, I
about?
do.
What are some of your favorites?
What do I listen? Well, Joe Rogan, of course. I
Of
think
course,
everybody
of
listens
course.
to Joe Rogan,
king.
and then I got a few wrestling ones out there that I listen
Oh,
to.
you're a wrestling fan.
Oh yeah,
Wrestling
oh,
fan.
big time.
Wow, this is going to be a long podcast tonight.
Who's your favorite wrestler of all time?
Can you give us a Mount Rushmore of wrestling?
Okay, yeah, Mount Rushmore wrestling.
Let's hear
I
it.
could probably do that. Well, maybe different eras.
That's
I
okay.
would say, okay, Attitude Era. It's got to be The Rock. It's got to be Stone Cold.
Yeah.
And let's see. You got to have the Hulkster on there just
Have to.
because.
Have to.
Undertaker. You got to love the Undertaker.
Yeah.
Shawn Michaels.
Shawn Michaels, yes,
my
you do.
favorite.
Yes,
It's my
you do.
favorite.
Oh, Ric Flair. You gotta
Oh,
have
Flair.
you gotta have
See?
Flair.
That's part of our
Woo!
introductions.
Woo!
That's part of our introductions in the band too.
I
Yeah.
introduce him as a limousine
You
riding,
know.
jet flying, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, son of a gun.
Can't keep these alligators down.
Oh my god! I did not know you were a wrestler.
Oh, we used to do all kinds of stuff with WWE back in the day.
really?
Yeah. Well, even when I was growing up, I used to go see like Bruno Sammartino
Yeah.
and Dynamite Dominic DeNucci. And
Wow.
now I'm showing how old I am. Back in the day, we used to have like a black and white TV. and we could barely get in like some of these channels because we had like rabbit ears and a bullseye. We didn't have a fancy roof antenna. And on channel 61, they used to have big time wrestling. And the big guys back then were Bobo Brazil and Pompero Purpo, the Argentinian wild man. And I'll tell you what, and they always used to wrestle at Cobo Arena in Detroit. And, you know, these like the shows were in black and white and it had all this stuff, all this fuzz on there, you know, all this snow, and but you're still watching it, you know. And then, of course, I would use all the moves that I learned that day on my younger brother to his dismay. And then, and then they used to come to Stamp Auditorium all the time. And then they would always come to Struthers Fieldhouse.
That was, my dad was there for the Jeff Hardy's first match.
Yeah. And one of the first Monday Night Raws ever was at Struthers Fieldhouse.
Wow.
And it was crazy. And it was like, I think right before WrestleMania. And you know, they had the WWE blimp was flying over Struthers and everything.
Wow.
And it was crazy. And they would tape like maybe 3 weeks at a time when they would do it.
Yeah.
And you could look that up. I mean, you know, look at, you know, WWE Struthers Fieldhouse.
Yeah.
Beagley Center too used to be, they did several Monday Night Raws there. Jerry the King Lawler, he was the host, and this one guy proposed to his girlfriend in the ring, and he started making fun of the girl, and the Macho Man was there. You got to love the Macho Man, you know, and, you know, then all those other guys, you know, Dusty Rhodes and them. But, you know, I think the Attitude Era was just, you know, nobody would miss Monday Night Raw.
Oh, my God.
You know.
So do you still watch from time, or do you watch more like behind the scenes?
Yeah, no, I watch every once in a while because my son, he's a huge wrestling fan too. He should probably have a wrestling podcast. He knows everything. He was just down, what was the last pay-per-view in Tampa? That wasn't, Royal Rumble. Royal Rumble.
Okay.
The biggest turnout in a wrestling, biggest event in the stadium down there in the Trop. And we went to which WrestleMania did we go to? We went to one.
You went to one.
Oh yeah. Yeah, my son went to 3 or 4.
Oh wow.
Yeah. We went to the one in Detroit. It was the comeback of The Undertaker. And I'll tell you what, it was crazy. So even though we were up in the nosebleeds and stuff, it's kind of nuts because you go there and the ring is like this big. Yeah, you know. But you know, it was 70,000 people sold out. And it was crazy. Yeah, that was the return of The Undertaker. What other matches did I see? I remember when Tyson and Stone Cold had their thing going in Cleveland. Yeah, you know, and before, back in the day, we used to, you know, we would set up backstage and broadcast live before every event. And so all the guys would stop by, Stone Cold, Undertaker. You gotta love the Iron Sheik too. Iron Sheik, man, is one of my all-time favorites.
Did you ever see him he used to post on Twitter every day about Hulk Hogan?
Oh yeah,
so funny.
Yeah. That's whenever
what about him on Howard Stern? Those are some of the funniest clips. That was like an early podcast, basically.
Yeah. That was so freaking funny, and you know, he just goes berserk.
Oh my God.
Totally,
you know?
crazy.
Do you think Cody is gonna you follow like Cody Rhodes and Roman?
Yeah.
Winning? You think The Rock? How do you think this is all
I'm not really sure right now.
Okay.
But it's going to be big. Bringing The Rock back, him and Triple H going at it now.
Awesome.
The wrestling fans right now are so pumped up. And that's really at the Royal Rumble. That's when it seemed like the whole thing started. The Rock come back. You know, and I think they're really, you know, and The Rock is just amazing because he still has it.
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, that's another thing I watch. It comes up on my reels all the time.
Me too. I'm telling you, I think we're on the same feed there.
Yeah, the ton of wrestling stuff, man. I mean, but boy, when they would come here in Youngstown, I'll tell you one thing with Ric Flair. So my son was supposed to meet Ric Flair after one of these matches, and something happened at Beagley. And Flair wanted to bring some of his friends down to come backstage. And so here's Ric Flair. He's got his robe on and everything. He just finishes the main event. And I think it was him and Shawn Michaels. And so Flair is standing there, and then he had like some either friends or family or whatever.
Yeah.
And he was like, okay, yeah, come on back with me, we'll go. And then for some reason, the security started giving him the hardest time.
Wow.
And they're saying, these people can't go back there. He goes, dude,
Yeah.
I'm Ric Flair. These people are with me. You just saw me in the ring. He goes, what are you going to, he goes, these people are with me. They're coming back there. And then like kind of a little tussle ensued.
Yeah.
And so then they just got Flair out of there or whatever. And he actually sent my son an autographed picture and the box set of all his DVDs.
No
That
way.
is awesome.
Yeah. I mean, for him to do that.
What a guy.
Oh,
Classy
yeah.
guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
I'll tell you who else was really nice was Owen Hart.
Oh, really?
Because I bring some of the kids from the neighborhood, my son, and they'd all be sitting there. We'd have a table set up in there.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, he was so nice to the kids.
Wow.
Oh, I'll tell you another all-time favorite, Roddy Piper, man.
Oh.
Piper, I had a chance to do a few things with him over the
No
years.
way.
Oh yeah, and
Wow.
he was I'll tell you one. The last before he passed away, he did like some kind of a old school thing down at the Covelli Center.
Huh.
And it was him and one of the Bushwhackers and who else did they bring out there? I forget, but it was like some old timers and some other
Yeah.
guys mixed in. And I'll tell you, they had this meet and greet with Piper,
Yeah.
and everybody's getting their picture taken with them. And there was this one woman, she had this autistic kid, and he was about 15 years old, maybe 16, and he has never left his house. And this was the first time he come out of his house. And the lady tells that to Piper, and Piper says, hey, go stand over there, wait for me.
Yeah.
After that, Piper went over to that kid, put his leather jacket on, and talked to those people for about at least 20 minutes.
Wow.
And that's some of that stuff you don't see behind the scenes,
That's
but boy,
awesome.
you looked at it and
Yeah.
but
That's awesome.
Piper, he was awesome, and a lot of those guys, back before it really changed and got really big. I mean,
Yeah.
it was really, really cool what these guys would do.
Yeah.
And Razor Ramon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
hang
yeah.
out with Razor Ramon.
Oh, so you've met a ton of famous guys.
Oh yeah, yeah. Most of the people that were big back then.
Wow.
Wow.
But yeah.
I never knew
Well,
that.
Rowdy.
Who was your favorite?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's. Melissa's in there going, "What the hell am I doing sitting here?"
No, I'm listening. This is fun.
Oh,
This is
okay.
great,
Okay.
guys.
Yeah. George the Animal Steel. There's another one.
There we go.
Oh my god. So what are some of your do you watch any shows? Do you?
So I'm super busy, but I am involved with dog rescue.
Dog rescue.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so I volunteer with Every Dog Matters Rescue in Boardman,
Wow.
Wow.
and so that takes a lot of my
Just
time.
we're over here talking about the shows we're watching. She's so busy and she's working with
Animal
dog
rescue
rescue and
Yeah, make us feel like a bunch of
now I
dirtbags
feel
here.
embarrassed.
Now I feel like I need another thing of bourbon. No,
Hey, there you go. You need one? Anybody need one?
no, so tell us about that. That sounds
Yeah,
really
that sounds
interesting.
amazing.
Oh, look what Joe had hidden back there.
Oh,
Anybody want to Apple Crown?
Sure.
are you? I can't. Are you gonna do one?
Of course I'm going to do it.
Okay,
I'm
all
going to
right.
offer.
I can
No, I'm
do-
going to watch you
Yeah,
guys.
yeah.
What do you
I'll
think?
do
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
You need to when you're talking about all the stray dogs in the area.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how did you get involved in it?
So I've always had rescues my entire life. And a few years ago, when my dog passed away,
You can give me one like that, just like that.
here you go. I wanted to adopt the dog that has been at the shelter the longest. So I found a dog that was at the shelter for 4 years, her entire life. And she was very traumatized. Pit bull, of course,
Wow.
because that's all the shelter dogs are, primarily pit bulls. And I was following Mahoning County Dog Pound, and you just see how many dogs are just pouring into the shelters, and especially after COVID, when everybody went back to work,
Oh,
they couldn't
yeah.
keep their dogs any longer. So yeah, that's how I spend a lot of my spare time volunteering, taking photos of the dogs at the rescue, doing volunteer
Oh,
events,
that's amazing.
So how many-
walking the dogs.
Do you do it do you also take in any dog? Did you have any?
So funny story, I was fostering and then my dad fell in love with the dog and he just adopted him
Oh,
last
no
week.
way. Oh, my
So,
gosh.
I have 2 of my own dogs, and the one dog, the one that was at the rescue for 4 years, her name is Piper. She needs a slow introduction, but I have my heart set on another dog, and we've been taking walks every weekend.
Okay.
So we were like 6 feet apart, like COVID, and we just walk. Either my dad or my boyfriend will walk one dog, and I'll walk the other, and we're just taking our time. So I'm gonna slowly but surely get this other dog into my house. So I'll have 3.
That's
Wow.
awesome. Do you have any pets?
No, I don't. I don't have any pets.
We've never had a
So
pet.
what is it?
Wow.
Me either. I've never
No,
had a
yeah,
pet.
we never
had
have.
one. I
Well,
feel-
there were 4 of us. We're
Yeah.
we're
Yeah,
2 of
yeah,
4
yeah, yeah. When
boys.
you have
Yeah.
5 kids,
My
in
mom
your
had enough
family-
animals in the house already.
Yeah,
She was-
the last thing we needed was a pet.
4 boys under 4, and we were all wrestling fans.
Yeah, it was not
So there,
not good there.
No room for a pet, unfortunately, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. And then, so is it just dogs?
Yeah,
Okay.
just dogs at the rescue.
Are you a cat person?
Not really.
Okay.
No.
But
I'm not a cat
now-
person either.
Now I have dogs that would not be able to live with cats anyways.
Yeah.
But if one showed up on my doorstep, I would make it work. I wouldn't turn them away.
Yeah.
But dogs for
I do
sure.
love dogs. I do
Yeah.
love
Dogs
dogs.
for sure.
Yeah.
So what is like? I don't know. I really don't know like how rescuing like dogs work. So they get if they're like found as strays, they're brought to just the shelter. How long can they stay in the shelter before they're like? How long are they? Do they keep them there?
Well, it depends.
Okay.
Depends on what shelter
Why are
they're
you
at.
laughing?
Yeah, because it's sad.
It is sad. I don't know why you're
I don't know
laughing.
what you were
It-
alluding to.
It
What was
really
you
it really
saying?
depends on what shelter they're at, what county they're put in, or what their county they're found in, and then if they get pulled into a no-kill shelter.
Okay, so that's what I was wondering. So there are no kill shelters. That's
Yeah.
what, okay. That's
yeah,
good.
Every Dog Matters is a no-kill shelter.
Okay.
One of our longest residents, he was found. His name is Jameson. He was dropped off as a puppy at the rescue with the rest of his litter mates. Adopted as a puppy, then got abused terribly, and it
Oh.
completely traumatized him. So he was afraid of kids and men. So now he's been at the rescue almost his whole life, almost 4 full years.
Wow.
So we'll keep him until they find a home. But
Okay.
we're paying for his obedience school, so he goes to school every Sunday, and we're just trying to get him back to like being used to people and learning how to trust. And he's doing
Nice.
great. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
So how does like being a no kill shelter, and it sounds like there's volunteers, where do they mostly get their funding and whatnot? Do they do fundraising?
Yeah, all donations. So
Wow.
yeah, so that's another thing I do. So the first Sunday of every month, I teach a yoga class where all of the money is donated back to the rescue. So I help to buy food
Wow.
for the dog shelter.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
All right, so where can like if people? We got 23 people on here right now. Is there
Well,
like a
there's the app that
website?
people watch afterwards. This
That's
is-
true.
yeah,
Yeah,
this is
but
the
right now,
first
oh yeah,
medium. This
you're
is-
right. You're
this
right.
is just the beginning.
So yeah, you
Yes.
got a plug. Is there like a website?
Yeah,
or
I
something
will
like
tell you one thing about this podcast too. Once it's done, it's on Podbean. It's
Oh,
on
wow.
wherever you find podcasts. This thing is they're there
Awesome.
forever.
Awesome.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, let's get back to the how they could help
Shelter,
the
yeah.
shelter.
Yeah. So everydogmattersrescue.org is the website. We're located in Boardman on Mahoning Avenue. So we're right up the road here from Youngstown. We also have a Facebook and an Instagram page where we post all of our dogs every single day. So any help is so much appreciated because there's so many stray dogs. And no matter if you're just donating money or if you can't commit to fostering or adopting, and if you aren't able to donate any money, just sharing the
Mhm.
posts on Facebook or Instagram will help immensely get the dogs out there.
And then what about like the yoga class that you teach? When is that, and where is it? How much is it?
You guys are good. You guys got to have your own podcast.
Oh,
Seriously.
we should do a
You know,
podcast.
yeah, really. Joe will hook you up, man.
So yoga is actually right down the street.
Okay.
It's at the Dior.
Oh no way.
Yeah, Dior performing.
Beautiful building.
classes. Oh my gosh. Yeah,
Amazing in there.
they donate the space
Wow.
once a month to us, and it's like this perfect, beautiful yoga studio. It fits about 20 people. $12 donation is suggested, and it's gentle yoga first Sunday of every month, 10 a.m. and it's completely beginner friendly. I like keeping the lights off. There's like some natural lighting, but I try to keep it as dark as possible. So even if you're new to yoga and you're super self-conscious and you don't want to be seen, just like go to the back. It's dark in here. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what you look like. It's
Yeah.
how you feel. And we're always so rushed, and we're always like you said, scrolling on your phone, and we're just so consumed by all of this noise everywhere. So yoga is a really good way for you to unplug and recenter.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's great.
That sounds
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
I
I'm
think
gonna
you
try
just
to come
sold
on
me.
Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys totally
Is it
should.
the first? Wait, you said it
The first Sunday of every month.
of every month. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna try to make.
And that's
it.
another
This
thing
year.
about like that's so great that Dior donates to space and everything like that. And I
Yeah.
feel like there's a lot of other things in the community going on that just a lot of people don't know about. And
Yeah.
just getting out that information out there. And
Yeah, we have our next big fundraiser. We have a golf outing coming up this summer. And then in 2 weeks here, March 23rd, I believe, we have our adoption event. So all of our dogs will be out at Dog Smarts. Cheers.
Cheers.
to that, yes.
Yeah, to the golf
To the
outing.
golf
Yeah,
outing.
to the golf outing.
I heard
And
golf
the
outing,
yoga.
and
To
I
yoga.
yes.
To yoga, to dogs.
Let's all center. Let's
Yes.
all. Can you use Crown Apple to kind of get your center? Is that okay?
Yes,
Is that
yes,
something we
that's
could do?
fine.
I think we
Okay,
could
let's
do it.
send
Namaste.
Oh, you went all the way.
Oh, should I-
okay.
I'm sorry, that was my mistake.
I caught you hold
I
a little
thought we
bit.
were- I thought we were sipping there for
I
a minute.
did too. I
I'm
saw you
sorry.
hold some, and I saved some.
Yeah. Then Nico,
He's having too much
right
fun,
down the
this
hatch,
guy
man.
over here.
Okay, back to the golf outing.
Yes.
Yes.
Sorry about that. We had a
Oh, no,
we had
no, it's
business to
okay.
take care of there.
No, it's okay.
Crown Royal business.
Yeah.
Top secret Crown Royal business.
So the adoption event is March 23rd. So that's in 2 weeks here. And then the adoption event is coming up this summer. So we're looking for all kinds of different sponsorships, whether it's like as small as putting your logo, like company logo on golf tees, or like the towels, to sponsoring an entire like beer cart or raffle baskets, anything
Wow.
like that. Anything will help. Or you could, get a foursome and bring your friends and golf. It starts at 8 a.m. I
Nice.
believe, and it's a blast. Last year
Yeah.
they had tons and tons of like huge raffle prizes. I think they gave away an Xbox, all kinds of crazy,
Wow.
like huge, like a huge Yeti cooler filled with all kinds of booze.
Wow.
There was some really, really great.
Oh,
Wow,
see that?
that's-
They
see?
got right back to that booze there. I don't even
See?
golf, but I'm in.
See, I'm not a golfer
You guys
either.
golf?
But I'm not.
No.
I need to become a golfer.
They
No,
say it's
you
like
don't. You don't have enough aggravation in your life that you got to become a golfer.
I can't.
You,
do
you
it.
can't go out and just
That's
drink
That's
on
very
it.
true.
Go to a concert and drink. We drink at band practice. That's all.
Golfing is such a great place to like network and whatnot, though. As well,
Oh,
I feel like so
networking.
many people go and
Yeah.
are very good at golfing, and I am not. I've gone
I
only a
network
few
with
times.
motorcycles. That's what I know.
There you go.
That's where I
I
network.
can't.
So
they
maybe
say,
I'll learn to ride a motorcycle
Yeah, there you go.
instead.
Yeah,
They say eye on the ball. I can't. I have no focus.
No.
Whatsoever.
I am the worst golfer in the world. I
Oh
went
my
one
God.
time and it was just like, okay, I have no business being out here.
Now, all of that said, I have found my niche in golfing is just bringing a cigar,
Yeah.
having some beer with friends, being
Right.
out in nature, the nice
Yeah.
weather, the
Go walk
calmness.
to Mill Creek Park then. You don't have to
That's
carry
true.
any
And
clubs.
for- and
That's
for all-
true.
But you know what I like to do is I just like to ride the cart and drink. And that's why when we would do some golf outings back in the day, that would be my job, was to drive the beer cart. And I was happy with that.
You play some songs in the cart.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
helps.
yeah.
That's
Right. We have
Oh,
the
yeah.
radio jamming. We
an
have some
important
tunes
role.
playing.
Absolutely.
Right. And somebody has to be in charge of the hospitality.
100%.
Because what happens? You go on a golf outing, if it's not special, if you don't have like some hospitality or something crazy going on, then what's the
Look,
use?
then Joe wouldn't have brought us out the bourbon. And the,
Right.
the hospitality.
Exactly.
So-
Exactly. Even like, look at this. I mean, even for the podcast, we need to have some booze involved,
Yeah.
So so why don't you guys tell us what you guys do in the band? We
Yeah,
didn't
oh
even
my
talk
God.
about what you guys
Oh,
do in the
totally.
band.
I had so many. This is my first podcast.
Yeah,
I had
yeah.
so many questions.
Oh, we
that I
need.
had.
We have a lot of
no,
things to get to. The pyramids,
Yes,
aliens.
yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
We need to
we'll
get
get
to a
to
lot
that.
of things.
Or Melissa, would you like to interview them about what they do in the band and what kind of songs they play and what were maybe some of the first records they bought or whatever, CDs and
Yes. I will.
first songs you learned? Where'd you buy your first guitar? It's
Okay.
all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So you guys are twins.
We
Yes.
are.
correct?
Yes.
So I think when I walked in initially, I looked at both of them and they were like, "We have you trapped." I think that's what they said, and I was like, "Wait, are you
Because he
guys
was
twins?"
coming from one door.
But
I was
okay,
over here.
so you guys, what instruments do you play in the band?
So you go first. You go first.
we both play guitar.
Yeah.
We both play a little bit of piano.
Yeah. He's much
I
more
mostly
proficient.
Play the piano. Proficient is not the answer. So and this is an answer. I remember watching a couple years ago when my Uncle Mark and Jerry were on, and I gotta say, it's again the Uncle Mark model that we surround our. I mean, we have Nick Speziel on drums, phenomenal. Nick Killa on lead guitar, phenomenal. Nate Yingling on bass, phenomenal. So that allows me and Marco,
we're very lucky.
We could jump around and dance like idiots, and that's what we do.
Yeah.
So how long has you been around? Since 2015?
2015,
Yeah.
yeah.
So what was your very first show? Where was that at?
Okay. We got to give props first. It actually goes back to 2014, but this
2014?
wasn't. We weren't
yet.
named anything like that. But we got to give props where they're due. It was my grandparents' 50th anniversary party, and that was our debut of playing in front of people. Really, we always used to get up when we were real little and sing songs when my uncle's band was playing, but actually being up there with just us in the band, that was the first time.
And then we played at the first bar show was Kelly's. Now it's Hackett's on Mahoning.
We used to play at Papsalutely at the
Pabsalutely.
Royal
Love
Oaks.
the Oaks,
Wow.
man.
I mean, we've been. I mean, from
Eastside Civics
Kelly's,
was a
Eastside
very.
Civics,
We were there
Crickets,
monthly.
Los Gallos,
Yeah.
Cowboys, Steel Valley Brewworks, Frenchies, Magic Tree. We just had our first show in Cleveland in the Flats. We played
Yeah,
at
welcome to the
way.
farm. A lot of fun.
We're gonna be back there in September. Like
Yeah.
We've been so.
Oh,
lucky.
and we came here to announce we will be at Red Rocks. At Red Rock. No, I'm joking.
That is on my bucket list to go to
I
Red
hear
Rocks.
It's like the best.
You know what?
concert venue.
Every time I
looks
see that and
beautiful,
stuff, or you see like, when you two did that one from
yeah.
there, and it was just like, you look at that and it's like, I got to get the Red Rocks some way by hook or by crook
Yeah.
before I die.
Now, polar opposite experience. I want to see a show at the Sphere in Vegas.
Oh,
That's awesome,
are you
too.
kidding
That
me?
looks like
You two
something
Oh.
just
special.
wrapped up.
I am so sorry I couldn't get out there. I had a couple friends that went there, and they said it was just so amazing. It was almost like it wasn't even about the band because you were just hypnotized by
That's an
when
experience.
they were doing some stuff from Joshua Tree. It was like they had this desert scene.
Wow.
And it was just
Wow.
like that whole. If you guys don't know what this Sphere is, it's in Vegas, and it's like this round building, Sphere, duh. But the whole thing is like a giant high def, this
TV,
360 surround, and it is just so.
It actually
is
freaks
so
you out, some of the
overwhelming.
videos.
Yeah.
I don't know if there were. I gotta imagine there were accidents or something on the people driving because that.
Oh.
Have you seen it?
No.
And the
Yeah, you
first one
gotta
I
look it
saw,
up.
was like an eyeball, and it freaked me out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And the outside, they do all this crazy stuff.
Yeah,
like it might be
stuff.
the Grateful Dead logo
Yeah.
on it,
Yeah.
or for some holiday, and it is just so crazy and it is so big. And when you watch this big on stage,
Yeah.
but this whole thing is just so overwhelming. Like you two be doing something from the Joshua Tree, and you're in the desert. And then they did this one where it was just like these continuous graphics, just flying around and stuff.
Wow.
And it was just
Yeah.
like, first of all, you're thinking, who put these graphics
Oh my
together
God.
to make it look like this? And
Yeah.
here's my thing though. I'm wondering is what bands are going to be able to play there.
Yeah.
You got U2. And boy, if Pink Floyd was around, they would have
they'd
been.
be really cool.
I think they would just be there. It would just be Pink Floyd every day,
Yeah.
and people would just
Yeah.
flock to be out there. But the graphics and the images and stuff are just so overwhelming.
Amazing.
That's true.
Yeah.
I'm trying to
Yeah, I'm
think,
trying to think who could
would
actually
fit that well.
fit that.
Probably EDM music, right?
That would
Actually, it
be
would probably be amazing
awesome.
in there.
I bet
take
they're
out
there.
all the
I have
chairs.
to look into it.
Yeah,
Do a
they
pit
should
in the
do it like
middle.
can you imagine like a music, like an EDM festival in that place? If
Oh,
you were able
yeah.
to take all the
Probably
chairs,
is.
they have to.
This
just
opened.
opened.
Oh, it did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
U2
Well, I
was
mean,
the first.
Yeah,
Relatively.
U2 was the
Yeah,
first
they
show.
did a
Yeah,
residency.
They did a residency.
I did want to. So I saw.
And
a
they
couple
played
people-
45 shows there.
How about that? And then I think who's doing it now? They announced I can't remember who it is.
I don't know, but now that would be my introduction to EDM music right there. 'Cause
Yeah,
that
yeah.
would be amazing.
Maybe some jam band like Fish or something might
Yeah,
work
yeah.
there, or something like that. But I'm just trying to think of like, to capture the full effect of. But
Let's see.
maybe somebody like Bruce or something. If they put the right videos
Video
and
behind
stuff
it,
up
yeah.
there, it would work. Probably if they did the right thing. Okay, yeah. Check this
So this
out.
is the
That's just the
outside
outside of it. Is it?
Whoa.
It's a huge building, and it's just in the middle of the strip there. Like they
Oh
make it
my
a
gosh.
globe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is inside.
It just
And
opened?
For those of you who can't see the screen,
Yeah, for those of you who can't
Oh
see
yeah,
the screen,
Dead and Company. That would be a good
Dead
one.
and Company would be
Oh
awesome.
yeah.
Oh,
now
it's
I do
Mom.
want to mention
Good
Freddie,
idea.
I saw a couple people say they want us to sing, but we're not
Oh,
able
look at
to
that.
copyright. We don't want to get Freddie in trouble.
Unfortunately, yeah.
We're not. You could catch us though at Magic Tree, and we have a lot of shows coming up like RDNA on Facebook, Instagram, and come out and see us. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I would highly recommend this Sunday at Magic Tree
100%,
because
yeah.
it is going to be a blast. And these guys are playing an old school, and then I'm inside, and we just have a great time, man.
No.
We just have an awesome time.
During the breaks, I'm just going to be hanging out with you. I hope I hope you're ready for that.
Maybe I'll introduce you guys, or maybe we'll do a little something
come
before
on.
the show.
I
love
gotta
it.
say, I don't want to put you on the spot.
Yeah.
But you mentioned you do have a couple songs that you sing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What are those go-to
okay,
songs? Let's hear them.
A few right off the top of my head. I can sing "Give Me 3 Steps" pretty good.
Done.
I do Roadhouse Blues really
Done.
good.
Okay.
Gary Markowski always has me come up in My Town. I can,
Wow. Okay.
some stuff like.
Would you have any desire to?
We do Born to Run.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's
We need to bring that.
But
we
we
need to
got-
bring
we
Bruce
got-
up to another level.
Yeah, I want to do some.
I want to do one of his live versions of like Rosalita.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Yeah.
one of my all-time
I love
favorites.
Blinded by the Light. How about if we did East Street Shuffle?
The East Street Shuffle, that'd
The
be
East-
awesome.
Oh
awesome.
yeah, man! I'll tell you what, the East Street Shuffle that last time around, and Kitty's back.
Oh
and,
my God.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Well, can we no guarantee, but can
Yeah.
we tease maybe that you'll
Yeah,
maybe
yeah,
make
yeah,
an appearance
yeah,
with the band?
definitely,
That
definitely.
might be something we could
You know,
do.
especially
Only one way to
what
find
time
out
do you
for
guys
sure.
start Sunday?
We start at 6:30.
Oh,
6:30.
6:30. All right.
6:30.
By that point in time, I should have a couple of Irish car bombs in me, one or two.
There we
I
go.
might have an Irish car bomb or two in me.
One or
and,
two
you know,
dozen. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I'll be like, I'll be like ready to go. So
Yeah.
that's going to be a great time. Well, you guys ready to wrap it up? I mean, that
Yeah.
was an hour
Yeah.
and a half, and that just flew
Oh my
by.
God,
Wow.
it really does fly
So,
by.
Melissa from Magic Tree, sweet Melissa, we want to thank you for coming by,
Thank you.
and we'll be partying. And Marco and Nico, man, I'll tell you what, you guys are awesome, and you guys need your own podcast.
Well, I
Honestly,
think if we did that, we'd need a strong first guest.
well, there we
Maybe
go.
Oh.
that's something.
I mean, the
Too
way,
strong first guess.
Yeah. I mean, hey, the way that you brought Melissa right into the show and everything with all those great questions and stuff, man, you guys are on the ball, man.
Oh, thank
wow,
you.
thank you.
So
very much.
follow Magic Tree on Facebook, follow RDNA, and make sure you get out and support these guys, support Magic Tree. And like I say, this Sunday, what time? We start what, 2, 1?
Well, we open at noon on Sunday.
Okay.
The Irish step dancers start at noon.
Okay.
And Friday night the party starts at 5:30.
Okay.
Following day starts at noon.
Okay.
So it's going to be a whole big,
Yeah.
crazy party all weekend long.
Yeah, one thing I did want to bring up that I'm surprised I didn't. How about the weather yesterday for the parade?
Oh my God.
And then today we get this.
Well, I
you
mean,
know,
a week ago it was
I was-
70.
yeah.
I mean,
People are out on motorcycles. The golf courses are jammed.
unbelievable.
Everybody's out doing this
Yeah.
and that. The car washes had a line a mile long, and then all of a sudden the parade comes around, and we had the wind.
Oh
Yeah,
my
I'll tell
God.
you what's funny. I had this derby hat on. You know, I still haven't taken it off. I did take the kilt off just because I knew Melissa was going to be sitting here, and I didn't want any wardrobe malfunctions or any embarrassment whatsoever. But anyway, so this hat blew off of my head in the parade, and it went rolling down the street like a wheel, and it just took off down the thing, and people were trying to catch it, and nobody could catch it, and it was like a wheel just on its end, and
Wow.
it's just flying down the road, and so I'm going to chase after it, and people, and finally some Boy Scouts or something way down. And you know, at the parade, if you're handing anything out, you can't just toss it out the window. You gotta walk
Yeah.
along the thing. And you know, walking is not one of my main suits. So, anyways, by the time I go halfway down the parade route to get my derby hat back, and now I got to try to catch up to the Y103 car, which is all the way down there.
Oh
I
my
get
God.
back, I'm like, stop the car. I'm practically crawling. Stop the car.
Yeah.
I was driving home from New York, and it was the most miserable drive. I it ended up being like an
Yesterday?
hour longer. Yeah.
how
it
about that
was
crash
terrible.
they had yesterday on 680? Did you see the pictures of that?
Oh, I saw it. Like
Yeah.
that looked like a
Yeah,
it looked
NASCAR
like-
racer or demolition derby or something.
It was that. Yeah.
They had like 5-6 crashes of
Oh yeah.
10-12 cars in these
Wow.
crashes.
Well, the roads
Wow.
were terrible coming through there. Like when I was in PA still, the roads were awful. But Uncle Jerry always says, you just got to drive fast. You get there before the accident.
That's exactly it. And keep your headlights off because the other people won't see you coming.
That's
and
good,
you get
yeah.
past them a lot easier if they don't see you.
I got to tell you, this is my first time. This is awesome. This Youngstown
Oh,
studio and
isn't it though?
productions and the show. You guys got to like Fast Freddy's show. You got to listen
That's
to
right.
Y103.
There you go. Thank you.
Share it.
Just
This is
Yes.
unbelievable.
Let him plug
you
it.
Guys, you guys are,
This is
you know.
unbelievable.
He didn't even plug his show yet. He's still wrapping it up.
No, this is.
Yeah.
I didn't even know this was down here.
Oh no,
Yeah.
Joe has a great thing going on. He's
Wow.
got all different podcasts, and he's always working on something and supporting local businesses.
Yeah.
And he's a good guy. Youngstown
I love it.
Computer, Youngstown Studio. Keep Joe in mind. All right, guys, let's wrap this up because you know what? I'm still dragging from yesterday. And yeah, tune into the podcast next Monday. It should be a really good one. I'll tell you, but I will be here because you know what happened to me after the Super Bowl? I did a Super Bowl party over at the Ice House. And the next day, I did catch some kind of a bug, and it wasn't because I was partying too hard, and I just got some kind of a flu bug, and I had to call off. And I never call off to begin with. And you know, needless to say, there was a lot of speculation as to the legitimacy of my illness. But I was really sick, and my thing is, if I can't make it by 3:00, I have a problem. I mean, if I cannot by hook or crook, no matter what we do on Sunday,
Yeah.
if I cannot make it in by 3:00 and be down here at like 7:30, then we do have it. We have issues.
Something's something's off.
Yeah,
For
yeah,
sure,
yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
So 3:00 is easy. Now, if it was, well, even the morning show, if I had a stagger in there, I've done it before. But
Yeah.
anyways, guys, what a great time. Melissa, we'll see you at the Magic Tree. Nico, Marco, RDNA, follow these guys. And we are definitely going to have a party on Sunday. So everybody come on out and see us, and we'll have a great time. You guys got to get your own podcast. We'll definitely have you guys back on.
Yeah.
And let's see, who else we have to say there? Bill Ellison is on there. What's up, Bill? Good to hear from him. Kelly Edwards is going to be there. Francis Cox said, great job. Maria wants to see Dead and Company at the Dome. And Anthony's talking about you guys were singing karaoke for Sinatra at 2 years old.
Yes, he is also a part of the Cougines, a new
He
group in
is.
town. You got to like
Yes.
them on Facebook as
Okay.
well.
We'll have to get them on there. Dan says RDNA at the Dior for dogs. There you go. They're booking, they're volunteering you for gigs
Oh.
already. So, hey, and listen, everybody, thanks for tuning in. And we just appreciate you guys. And the party is on Sunday, Magic Tree. And we'll see you then. Thank you, Joe. And thanks, everybody, for coming out. That was probably the fastest hour and a half that you could,
I
you
thought
could
we were
imagine.
just starting.
Yeah. Well, we could go a little later,
Yeah.
but I mean, if you want to, you still didn't finish interviewing Melissa. I'm sure you've got many more questions to ask. And
I only asked you one question.
That's
Oh.
true.
yeah, you were supposed to do the.
I know.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. What was the first song you learned on the guitar?
Whew.
What was it? Come Together? By the
I don't know.
Beatles?
It might have been. It might or Dead Flowers or something. That's an
Oh,
easy
that's a
one.
good one.
It might have been.
Okay.
Everybody knows this is
Nowhere. That
That's
was a good one.
Neil
If You
Young.
Need Me,
Yeah.
Solomon Burke.
Yeah,
That was up there.
All
Yeah,
right.
for sure.
Probably me and my Bobby McGee for Nona at some point. It was in there.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, listen, we'll get you guys back. We'll get Jerry down here. We'll
Oh,
get
yeah.
Mark down here, and we'll.
We'll need 5 hours.
Yeah. We'll take 5 just with Jerry.
Oh my god!
Oh,
if,
yeah.
if there's all of us, we need to do one of those. What was the Jerry Lewis, the telethon or whatever?
Yeah.
Take the money.
Yeah.
People call in. That's what we'll have to do.
Yeah. You know what? But we will do it for Magic Tree.
Yes.
You know what? We'll do it. We'll get the back room.
That's a
and
great
everything
idea.
Set up in there.
That'd be
and,
awesome.
That's a great
and,
idea.
We'll just we'll have enough room that we could all just sit there,
For
big
sure.
round table discussion, and we'll just go from there.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. Thank you, Joe. Time to wrap things up, and we'll see you this weekend. Magic Tree, come on out. It's
Yeah.
gonna be a party.
It's gonna be a blast. For sure.
Thank you for listening to this show on Youngstown Studio. This is original Youngstown content. Feel free to share our videos and tell your friends about us. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Facebook. Thank you for your support.